Hello, Facebook Ads people. I'm Konstantinos, and this is the Facebook Ads Breaking News Podcast. Hello, guys. Another podcast with me, your host, Konstantinos. Podcast 99. The next one is going to be 100. In the next one, I'm bringing to you a new strategy, a new AI strategy. It's not invented by me, but by one of my friends, Jonathan. They have to do also something after all. I cannot just find all the strategies on my own. But it's a very interesting thing and a really nice thought. I have also included it inside the new course. And I think that it's time to let you know how it works, and you can use it to have better results. It's based on AI and it's based on using reviews in order for you to be able to break the daily loop theory. The rest we can talk on the next podcast. Now, the main topic for today is that if someone is actually copying your creatives, you can actually go and you can report them. This is a print screen that we do have over here, which is showing that you can go to www.facebook.com/helps/IP reporting. You can choose the first option, which is for copyright, of course, and over there you are going to be able to just by finding on the ad library the actual ID, be able to find the people that they are copying you, and you can just go there and you can make their ads rejected. This is something that maybe the competition is doing for you also if you're copying, and just so you know, if you're copying, eventually maybe they're going to catch you and they're going to do that. In my opinion, if you're spending more than 200k, 300k per month, you should have a person which is dedicated to that, just going every day to the ad library, finding people that they use your videos or some parts of your videos. Another thing which is very important to say on this is that if you're using videos from TikTok in order to start doing ads for yourself, maybe it's better, and this is something that some people are doing, that some people that I know they do. Maybe it's better for you to just go and just try to be the first one that you're going to use a video, so maybe that you can actually claim a copyright to others and say that they copy you. Another way is through Shopify. If someone is copying you, I have seen people that they're just ridiculously lazy people, that they just go and they copy everything, the landing page, even the code, and they do exactly the same thing. You can go to shopify.com/legal/tool/n-issue/DMCA. My video editors, of course, will help me to put a little bit a URL over here. You're going to go to the page. It looks like this. And you can go and you can fill the form, and you can just report that this website is actually copying me, and so you have now two ways of actually doing that. I'm not going to say that it's going to be always successful, but a lot of times you might be able to stop some people and actually get better results with your ads, because you're going to have less competition, especially because it's part of the daily loop, right? They're using the same creatives as you, it's just another account. So basically you're having competition with the same creatives, that they are, resonating to the same hot pockets and to the same people. A little bit about the things that happened with a new planet man, we're going to call him like this. We have the tariffs that they have been imposed to China and all of that. I can see that the professional dropshippers are not so shocked. They're just telling me that it's just $3 or $5 more per order, that they're just either they are putting it to the price, or they are going to absorb, or whatever. But I'm not seeing any craziness with that. I do know that it's going to be a little bit more difficult for other people that they are not experienced. But for sure, yes, it's a small change, but not a huge change, like a disaster for the dropshipping, for example, that is happening, and people are not going to be able to do dropshipping anymore. For sure, it's another thing which is becoming more expensive in a world which is already expensive, and we have the inflation and everything. One other thing that I have noticed is that people that they operate from Europe and they order things from Europe, they end up paying more, because now we have a stronger dollar. So they used to pay in dollars in China, but now they do pay. They used to pay in dollars, and they have euros, so they end up paying less because euro was stronger then. USD. But right now the USD is coming close to euro, and we had also another period. I don't believe it was 2 years ago with parity that we had 1-to-1 euro USD ratio. While this is very good for me because I'm getting paid in USD. And getting paid in USD that they're equal to euro, it's very good for me. Instead of losing money with euro. For people that are doing trade that they paid with euro, but they pay in USD in China, it's actually worse because that means that it's going to increase the cost of doing business. And of course, we have some problems maybe with Canada and the tariffs and all of that until we see what is going to happen. Most likely, we'll have problems also with European Union. With all of this Pandora's box that the planet man has opened, and now we have some new situations. You know, I'm not going to criticize anything else like the Middle East Riviera and stuff because they sound ridiculous, and it's a little bit of a strange way of doing politics, to put the business into the politics. So that's the thing about the drop shipping. I think that it's not going to be affected so much. This is what at least I get from the people who are experienced dropshippers, and they are not panicking about it, while others that are not experienced dropshippers, they do panic. Two more things. One thing that happened, one of my students in Chosen 5, he's listening now the podcast, I'm sure, because he's telling me when I'm mentioning things about him into our private sessions. So yesterday he had 1.2 ROAS. And he sent me a message and he says, we shouldn't have done this, and I'm going to downscale and stuff. And I tell him, look, do nothing, because at the end of the day, if you're having just a bad day, I mean, you have good day, just a bad day, you can do nothing about it. Why? Because you don't know what is bad and what is good in the ad account. So the wisest thing that you can do is just let it happen. Unless if we are talking about a very strange situation like spending 5 times more your budget and there's a crazy bug on Meta, okay, you can do whatever you want there. But on the other hand, if you have just a bad day, like he was getting 2.5 in the previous days and he got 1.2 at the given time that he sent me a message, and telling him, don't do anything. There's no point of doing something over there. Just let it happen, okay? So he ended up having 1.5. And now today he's already having 3. So we went on a call today and I told him, do you know what changes we're going to do today? And he answered the correct question because he knows after so many months, but the answer is 0. We're going to make 0 changes right now because we want to see how it's going to, continue. Now, listen to this. If this person was going to touch whatever he wanted to touch yesterday, he would come today on the ad account and he would think that he's having 3 ROAS now just because he touched the ad account yesterday. This is how, by the way, I told him yesterday not to touch anything because it was a good day also across my account. So I knew that it wasn't. I just told him to check if you have a problem with your checkouts or something is happening to the website. So I knew that it wasn't a bad day to panic, and across many accounts. And if he doesn't have a problem in his website, basically it's going to recover. The other thing is that from his perspective, if you see it, he has only his account. He cannot be sure of what happened and he's panicking, okay? One of the biggest things that you have to overcome when you do Facebook ads is your fear, after all. So this person, if he was alone, okay, in his room, he was going to do a change, he would come today and he would think that it's because of my changes that the account did well. While I'm trying to prove that it has nothing to do with what you have done. Working on ad accounts, it's a daily thing of observation, but it's not a daily thing of doing changes. Our goal is not to touch the ad accounts all the time. Our goal is to touch the ad accounts, how can I say it, the less possible that we can. And we do touch it when there's no other way of fixing it or expecting from the algorithm to fix it, okay? So today we're having 3 ROAS, it's going to be forgotten, but the next time that this is going to happen to him, at least he's going to know, by the way, it ended up having 1.5. which is still bad for the ad account, but this doesn't mean that he could have done something to prevent it. That's my point. If you have after 10 days, for example, of having 2.5 ROAS, you have one day 1.2 ROAS, there is nothing to do about it except from checking if you have a problem with your website and everything is working well and all of that. But in order for you to take decisions on what to lower the budget or whatever, you need to just go and you need to just wait 1 or 2 days in order for the data to come in so that you can see which are the actual assets and ads and campaigns that are causing these lower results and which are the ones that they are doing better and you have to leave. And even after that point, when you do a change like scaling or when you do a change like decreasing the budget, you need to wait again 2 or 3 days in order to take a decision. This is a mistake that I see, for example, a lot of times from people that they have ad accounts that they are collapsing, and they have another account which is collapsing. So what they're doing immediately is that they do go and they do a change. The next day they can change, like lowering the budget, lowering campaigns. The next day is again and again and again, and you have a domino effect of stupid decisions that it's not going to help you. The right action over there is to lower budget, wait 1-2 days. Lower budget, wait. Lower budget, wait. And then you're doing it properly. The same thing is happening on scaling. When you're scaling, you don't expect it to work immediately on the first day. Maybe it's going to take 1 day or 2 days. And then you're taking decisions if it was a correct scaling or not. Anyway, that's it. In other words, what I'm trying to say is that don't think that you are that smart or that perfect or that knowledgeable to just go in another account that's having 1.2 ROAS in 1 day and you will touch something and you will fix it. No, it has nothing to do with your actions. It wasn't fixed because of you. Okay, now if it's spending $100 and you did change and you launched a new campaign, it worked, yes, it's because of you. But if we're talking about bigger accounts with many campaigns and stuff, it's not fixed because of you. You just need to wait for more days to take decisions and just understand that you're not going to be able to change the results. You're going to make things even worse. So the way that I see it is that if he touched things on 1.2, the possibility says that he could have made things worse comparing to not touching it. He told me later that he closed one campaign, but I think that the only reason that he closed one campaign is not because he believed that the account is going to recover. It's just for psychological reason, just to feel that he has done something in a bad day, But the biggest decision here that you have to take and you have to understand is that in these periods, these are periods that you have to be stronger and you have to take the decision of not doing so many changes, because these are the periods that that you should show character. Okay, so the mindset is that when something is happening, I'm not having the superhero style that I will go to the other account and save it, but I'm having the patience to wait and see and find where the problem is in order to fix it. And sometimes there's not a problem, it's just a fluctuation is going to be fixed by having better results in the next days and recovering what it was lost. Okay, so this one, and there's a last thing that I need to discuss for today. So I have a client that because now she's pregnant, she's actually going to stop working with me for 5-6 months, and then we're going to start again, and her sister is going to take care of the ads. I'm still having access to the ad account, and she said that she's going to keep me there. Of course, I'm not going to intervene, not because I'm a bad person, but because I don't wanna go while she's pregnant and just tell her, look, your sister did this and that, and so I'm not going to do that. But what happened is that I'm seeing some new campaigns on the ad account, and this is something that I would like to criticize a little bit for all of you so that we can learn something out of that. So this is another account that's a good ad account. It's operating pretty well. I'm having this client for 2 years now, and I'm going to work with her also later. But the thing is that her sister took a course, whatever, and she went inside there, and the first thing that I have noticed is this. So you have an ad account where ASC campaigns, advanced shopping campaigns, are working. She's doing immediately lookalikes. Okay, let's say that you want to test if lookalikes are going to have lower CPM and all of that. I just don't see the reason when you see that consistently over here ASC is working to do lookalikes, not even 10%, 5%. And then the biggest mistake of all this is a brand which is a jewelry brand, and that means that it has repeated sales, okay, and repeated customers. So the first thing that she has done is that she went and she excluded all the people that they have bought in the last 180 days, but not only that, all the people who engage with social media and all the people who have visited the website in 180 days. And by the way, it's the same targeting in one campaign, and it has 0 checkouts or maybe 2 checkouts, and the other one it's having sales, 4 ROAS and stuff, and the other one has 0 sales while they have the same CPM. So the thing that I'm seeing over here, which I don't like, is this. Sometimes people try to interpret and they teach to others Facebook ads in a way that makes sense or in a way that is going to please them. So imagine that I'm trying to please you, for example, and I'm teaching you and I'm telling you that if you don't get sales on the first, if you don't get a profit more than 50% on your first Facebook ads, that means that your Facebook ads are not good and stuff. But no, I'm choosing to tell you that there are a lot of people that they work with lifetime value and with repeated customers and all of that. So maybe you're even going to lose money on your first sale on Facebook when you're building a brand. So there are people that they try to teach people by pleasing them. And one of the major things that they do is that they say Facebook ads, it has to be the platform that has to give you always new clients. Why do you need Facebook ads if you don't get new clients always from that? And Facebook is stealing the sales from retargeting and all of that. And these are people that most of the times I believe that they're not running ads, because I don't understand how they do run ads to clients like this and they don't get fired in all of their accounts. Because yes, you're going to have much worse results to that when you do that. And the reason is very simple. After iOS, we have lost a lot of targeting, which means that we cannot target anymore the vast majority of the people that we could target. That means that we are having also less data within the platform. Why? Because targeting less people means less data, less sales, less add to carts, less whatever is going to come within the platform, not from the ones that we are tracking only, but the ones that we also don't track, we have less data. What does this mean? That means that now our ads, instead of optimizing with 5 events of purchase, for example, they optimize with 10, instead of optimizing with 5, they optimize with 3. So we optimize with less events. And this means that it's more difficult for Facebook to find more sales, and it's more difficult for Facebook to not be so expensive, because back in the day it was cheaper, because basically the ads were optimizing with more events, which made it cheaper because it was more effective. So unless if you're selling something which is like unique, like if I'm selling my course, my new course, do I need to actually sell it, target again people that they have bought my course? The answer is no. I get it there. But if you're talking about the jewelry niche and you're excluding the people who purchase, these people might purchase again. And you might say, why do I need Facebook to steal the sale? This is a customer acquisition that I paid. I don't want that. Let me tell you why. By the way, in this specific situation, we have the biggest mistake of all, which is that she's also not targeting the traffic. So she's not trafficking any more people. She's not targeting any more people that they have been to the website or that they have engaged with the ads and all of that, making the optimization even more difficult. Now, why do we need people that, okay, let's say that you exclude past customers. If you don't want to do it, okay. The traffic, at least don't do it, because Facebook right now, after what happened with iOS, understood that it has to involve retargeting inside the cold traffic ads. That's why we're seeing that we are having also a retargeting audience and retargeting sales within our ads. And the first thing that Facebook is doing is that it's trying to find sales with people on this audience. So if you have, for example, me, and let's say that I'm a loyal customer of a brand that I'm buying for 10 years from it, okay? Yes, it doesn't mean that I'm going to be convinced from an ad. Yes, maybe an ad is going to remind me, but you can convince me also with an email because I'm a loyal customer. What if I tell you that there's another reason that Facebook is trying to steal this sale? Facebook is trying to steal this sale because they're trying to get this sale so that they can say that Konstantinos is a person that converted, let's find another person like him, and so on. Is there any better data from one loyal customer of yours inside a cold traffic ads to be used as the first data in order to find similar people and create a hot pocket around him? My answer is no. All of this is not in theory. I have seen it not working in other accounts when you're excluding past customers and past visitors to the website. And the reason is that you are always trying to find new people without helping the algorithm take some initial data from the retargeting. Because when we see 20 or 30% retargeting on our cold traffic ads, we tend to blame Facebook for that, but Facebook is doing it for a reason. And everything started when they noticed that immediately on ASC campaigns, that it was happening there and that it was helping them a lot to have more sales. And this is why the ASC campaigns is one of the few features on the Facebook history that they have actually worked immediately. So over here, we are having a situation that Facebook needs these retargeting audiences in order to kickstart and find sales based on this initial data. And you're going inside the campaign and you're just removing that. Okay? Well, in a new era after iOS, Facebook is not so strong in order to not care about this change. No, you should not exclude past customers, and the reason is that it's still data that is being used in order to continue optimizing. The same way that we are using it on periods that we're doing an offer or a promo in order to save another account from a collapse or from having bad ROAS, we can inflate the results inside with all of these promo sales that it's going to get, but then we can see that it's actually holding the good results. I have videos that I'm proving that actually for the promos and the offer periods. That's all about the exclusions. Don't do it, guys, because it's still data that you need and you don't have to think like this. You have to think in a more technical way and understand that this is helping you. It's not against you. And that based on these sales, you are going to be able to find more new customers than just excluding the customers and trying to find only new customers. With the other thing, you're going to find more customers. Okay, that's all for today about these topics. And let's go now to your questions. Let's go to this one. It says, what exactly happens when you lower the budget on a campaign in ABO vs CBO? What happens is that in ABO, which is a campaign with one ad set, because you don't lower the budget on an ABO campaign, you lower the budget on an ad set inside an ABO, because it's an ad set budget. What is happening is that you are having better stability. Okay, if you have a CBO which is having 4 or 5 ad sets inside, and then you lower the budget, you don't know how this is going to change the balances inside the CBO and where the budget is going to be distributed. CBO is going to decide it with the best intention, of course, but still, as you can understand, it's more of a difficult situation comparing to changing the budget into an ABO ad set. If the campaign was performing well before the budget is increased, will naturally achieve better results due to lower spending. If it was performing well, lowering spend means through logic that it's going to perform better, unless if you're lowering so much that it cannot find a sale every day. So if you're spending 100 and you're getting 100 cost per purchase, and you lower it to 70, that means that you're asking for $70 cost per purchase. Maybe it's not going to happen because the budgets are daily and they're setting daily. So in theory, you should get better ROAS unless if you go lower than the average cost per purchase and you are going to miss some sales in between the days. Or can negatively impact performance. How does budget reduction affect optimization in its structure? Okay, we explained all of that. Optimization, it's only happening on the CBO, so the problem that you're going to have over there is that you might have to find a new balance, new leading ad and all of that, because if you started with 6 ad sets in a CBO, you ended up with 3, and then you lower the budget more, maybe some of these ad sets are going to start losing sales and you have to close them because you will find a new balance operating with only 2, for example, or with only 1, depending on how much you will downscale. Next one. If you have an ABO campaign with 5 ads and only 1 remains profitable, is it worth keeping the campaign running? Of course it does. If something is profitable, we don't close it, no matter if it has 1 ad or 5 ads or 10 ads. If the ad set has a lower budget, is it beneficial to lower it further for optimization, or is it okay to keep it as the budget as is? In other words, if your campaign is doing well, there is no point of thinking or discussing even that. Additionally, what is the maximum number of ads you recommend running in ABO campaign with a high budget? 5 to 10 are fine per ad set. Most of the times in normal ABO, because it's a little bit different than the ASC, I would prefer 5 per ad set. But in ASC, I would easily put 10 or 20, but I can see that while they're both ABOs, they're having some differences. Makes sense if you turn an ad off by optimization and decide there is sales in it after it's being reported, after it is being delayed reporting. A lot of times I close ads and I see sales to them. I think that Meta is doing it in purpose to convince me to turn it on again. If I see that it's such a big mistake, I might turn it on. How long can it be turned off? If it's turned off for more than 3 days, I would just ignore it and I would not turn it on again. Can it impact the results after turning it on again, or how much stays? Everything can impact the results in something, but you turn it on because it has good results. So the only way to impact the results at this point is with good average results. If it doesn't, then you close it again. Guys, that's all for today. I did put also some extra topics except from your questions and stuff. And I will see you in the next one with the new AI strategy and number 100 podcast, which means that we are doing podcasts for more than 2 years now, and we reached the number 100. Thank you all very much for supporting it, and especially the people on the Patreon that you support it, and I will see you on the next one. This is the end of the first part of the Facebook Ads Breaking News podcast. If you don't want to miss the second half of the podcast, where I'm answering all the remaining questions of the week, visit my Patreon page following the link on the description. This was the Facebook Ads Breaking News podcast. Like it or not, it is what it is.